Hey guys, Chaps here, and welcome back to the Developer Stream Recaps. This was sort of a shorter stream and kind of an interesting format, but I'm going to continue clipping out the important bits, which is basically anything that hasn't already been covered in the blog post, and I'll keep responding to stuff. Then, as kind of a throwback to the first set of recaps I did, at the end of this, I'll give a few of my thoughts around this new stream format that they're trying out.
Spire is the first map as a part of this new pipeline, but rest assured, we have more maps, completely new maps, coming from us on this calendar.
Alright, so starting out with the big one. What he said here seems interesting to me. His phrasing seemed to indicate that the MidSeason Drop will have multiple new maps. Not just multiple maps, and not just a new map, but multiple new maps. Maybe it's just the phrasing, but that's what it sounded like to me.
What we've done is we really wanted to bring in like sort of this tower defense, like aggressive sort of like almost like zombies sort of vibes. So what we've done is they're an instant kill. So the pipe drone, if he hits you, like you're done. So there's a lot of these guys sort of descending on you. And what makes it really cool for the event is it makes it a little bit engineer oriented. We've had a few events now where we've had like Predator Hunt and Classic Horde where we had the fabricator turned off. If you're an engineer main, like this event is your time to shine because you're going to have sires flying in, you're going to have these pipe drones flying in, and also for the first time we're going to have drones that have frag grenades. The Grenadier type of drone, we've given him a frag grenade, so for the first time, instead of having raining flashbangs on you like Horde is right now, you're going to have to be dodging these frag grenades. So what it does is it creates an event that's like really chaotic. It has a lot of like awesome emergent moments that sort of come out randomly from the enemies. And we think it's a lot of fun. We've had a lot of fun with it in playtests, so we're really looking forward to see what everyone thinks.
Engineer mains, you say? You can count me in. You all know that I haven't been playing much lately, let alone playing PvE, but I'll certainly be checking this out.
Yeah, so for Escape from Kadar, we chose Reactor, because what we wanted to do is really choose a map that had a lot of sort of, close quarters engagements. For the metal group, you will actually unlock the Locust Hybrid character skin.
This is a pretty cool skin, and I think it's pretty fitting with the mode. One thing that Cheesecutter brought up, which I'll link his video below by the way, but he brought up is that it's odd that it's a PvE event and they're giving away a PvP skin for it. I'm not too worried about that, but I know there's a decent number of you who may only play PvE, so I guess that's something worth noting.
Well, I have to ask the question, are we expecting to see more PvE stuff when it comes to a Drop 2?
Yeah, so in Drop 1 we have the Escape from Kadar event, but in Drop 2 there's going to be some big changes coming to Horde. We're not quite ready to talk about them right now, but stay tuned. I think you guys are going to really love them.
Okay, so two things I took away here. To start with, it almost sounded like Escape from Kadar is going to be the only event for the first 5 to 6 weeks. I certainly hope that's not the case, but that's sort of what it sounded like. The other thing is that Michael says some big changes are going to be coming to Horde, and that people will like them. Michael has always seemed to be one of the people really in touch with the fans, so if he says it's big changes and that we'll like them, I'm inclined to trust him here. I really do hope it's something that will have a lasting impact though. We can't just get a one-off event that people really like or something small that loses its impact after a week or two. My guess, or I guess my hope, is that special events will finally be playable in Private Horde, and maybe a few new modifiers for people to use.
Are the Locust enemies in Horde model swaps with alternate weapons like the Terminator event, or are they genuinely new enemies with different stats? So Michael kind of alluded to this a little bit in the recording you saw, but they absolutely are unique enemies. They have unique stats and unique attributes as well. So it's a real game changer in that sense when it comes to Horde. So it's going to be very exciting. And it goes without saying that we're very much looking forward to your feedback on this.
It's going to run for 2 weeks, but it's also in custom and available. And we're not going to remove it from custom. So you'll be able to play it there. The playlist has a curated list of 12 maps. The way we've set this up, it uses the same ring locations and rotations as King of the Hill. And in certain maps, there are certain rings that just don't work well.
I'm going to let some footage play out here so that you can see the new mode a bit.
So we're not going to be making many changes to rank in Op 6 from Op 5. We're keeping the same playlists. We want to make sure that the matchmaking time and experience of players finding matches and being able to move up through the ranks stays as solid as possible.
I'll note that it's kinda lame that versus events are playable in private, but PvE ones still aren't. And another thing that I think is odd is that they're making a big deal in their blog post today about events. Like, this isn't really a new mode per se, it's more of just a special event. The blog almost seemed like they were adding a new mode, which, again, they've been clear in the past, they are not adding new modes. Personally, I don't think I'll really be playing this too much. It's basically NX, but with larger hills and faster respawns. I would have rather seen some bigger changes. Something like making it so that each person in the ring gets points. So if you had 4 teammates in the hill, your team got 4 points per second. Or maybe even trying out a free-for-all King of the Hill event, if that's even possible. I don't know, it just doesn't seem fresh enough for me to spend much time in this playlist.
Are we expecting more PvP stuff for the second part?
Yeah, we have a lot of new stuff to talk about, thankfully, for Drop 2. Can't really go into details, but yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff coming, and excited to see folks be able to react to it when it shows up.
Well, I know that disappointed many. Not only are the modes not changing, but it sounds like rank progression isn't changing either. I know they're not going to completely revamp the system, but I feel that increasing the buy-in prices at higher level would have at least been a decent compromise. Oh, and yeah, playlist organization. We haven't heard anything on that front. I'm talking quick match here. We haven't heard anything on that front, and I'm not too optimistic that we'll be seeing any updates on there either.
We have 5 character skins on offer during the tour, alongside some more weapon sets, expressions, blood sprays, and more. And we have a really badass general skin to end it. You will definitely see a preview of that for the release of Operation 6, so keep an eye out for that one. We do have a Zealot and a Hoffman skin in the Tour of Duty for Operation 6, so keep an eye out for them.
Not really sure what to make of that. They're not going to change ranked mid-season. I don't see any reason that they'd wait until mid-season to make any playlist changes. They've said they have no significant tuning changes coming, so all I can really think of are new maps, new events, and bug fixes. I wonder what they have in store for us outside of those.
Because of the shorter length of the operation, we're going to be lowering the Tour of Duty stars per rank. However, this is going to be done towards the end of the tour. So you'll find that as you go towards General, the stars required to rank up are going to be lowered. And we're doing this to accommodate the length of the operation. The full details of Tour of Duty will be posted next Monday alongside the patch notes. So for those who own the Lambent characters and complained about the glow has been fixed. They now glow up very nicely.
It's nice to hear that we have some non-coin rewards in the tour. I'm a bit bummed that the medal groups, at least the ones announced so far, all seem to be coins. But, oh well, I guess most aren't too fussed over that. So that does it for the stream. They asked about some feedback on their format, so I figured I'd go ahead and throw that in here. To start with, they mentioned that they wanted these streams to be more focused and directed to get the information out there. I appreciate that, but that's also kind of the point of the blog post, not to mention that most weeks there's really not that much news. Does that mean that we're only going to get like one stream a month or something? As far as the partial live and partial pre-recorded stream, I don't think I'm really a fan of that. I like pre-recorded stuff, but personally I'd rather have it cut and edited rather than this pre-recorded stream style that they went with. A more concise, edited version of those pre-recorded parts would have been nice standalone videos to put out this week, and also accompany the blog post. I feel the stream is better for live stuff, and actually this whole stream today could have been pre-recorded. There wasn't much interaction with the chat. So yeah, that's my feedback on the stream. Pre-recorded stuff is nice, and they should do it. But for the actual stream, I prefer they keep it all live and have more chat interaction. As some other side notes, some things I'd like to see are, well, number one is having fans on the stream, especially weeks when there's developers like Michael or Jonathan on. I think that would just make for some really interesting discussion. It also better allows for follow-up questions. The other thing is that streams don't all need to be super info heavy. Some more casual streams can be fun to listen to, as long as it's known ahead of time so people don't show up expecting info and then leave disappointed. Oh, and even streaming some play with the fans type things would be really nice, especially if there were some listen-ins to hear the community and the developers chatting mid-match. So there you have it, my thoughts on this week's stream. For more of my thoughts about this operation overall, I'll probably try to get a video out next week with my initial impressions. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this, please consider dropping a like, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell. Thanks for watching everyone, and I will catch you next time.